Ever since the fight between Canelo and Berlanga was announced, Berlanga has been trying to show us that he has what it takes to take Canelo down. And just recently, he posted a video showing what most of his fans called an intense workout.
Nice, get ready. Nice.
But in Canelo's fans' eyes, and to Canelo himself, the video was nothing close to intense. The reactions have been unforgiving, heated, and back-to-back, so let's catch you up. Sure, this is a fight that could change the landscape of boxing, a clash that promises to be unforgettable. For Berlanga, this isn't just another fight. This is the moment he's been waiting for, the culmination of everything he's worked toward. And he's not just stepping into the ring to put up a good fight. He's stepping in to shock the world by dethroning Canelo, the reigning super middleweight king. His story isn't just one of raw talent, but of determination and focus. In an interview with Premier Boxing Champions, Berlanga expressed how he manifested this opportunity. From early on, he had his sights set on fighting the best, and for him, that always meant one thing: fighting Canelo. Since I started boxing, I always dreamed of getting to this point, Berlanga said, eyes burning with determination. This fight was always in my mind. Now, it's real. I manifested this fight, and now that it's here, I'm ready to give it my all. I'm not just here to show up, I'm here to win. It's clear that Berlanga is approaching this fight with the mentality of a warrior. His training has been intense, the kind of preparation that screams hunger and desperation to seize this opportunity. In a recent video posted on his X account, Berlanga gave his fans a glimpse into his explosive training. Shadowboxing at lightning speed, it was clear that the man was giving everything to prepare for the biggest fight of his life. As his coach pushed him harder and harder, you could see the focus etched into his every movement. This is not just training, this is a mission. Yet, as fast and powerful as Berlanga may look in the gym, many fans remain skeptical. The general idea across social media seems to be that Berlanga is stepping into a lion's den and Canelo is the lion. While there are always believers, the majority of the public view Canelo as a near invincible force, one that Berlanga may simply not be ready for. But before his fans even got into the discussion about it, Canelo was the first to make heated comments. In typical Canelo fashion, the champ didn't mince words when asked about Berlanga's confidence heading into the fight. In a reply to the training videos, Canelo said, "He thinks he's ready for this, but he's never been in the ring with someone like me. I've been at the top for a long time. Everyone thinks they're ready until they get hit. Berlanga thinks he's special, but I'm gonna show him what real boxing is about. He doesn't got any power. He's pooching like kids." The words stung like a whip. Berlanga, however, wasn't about to let Canelo get away with putting him down. The young fighter fired back with his own words during an interview shortly after. "Canelo likes to talk, but we'll see what he's saying when I'm still standing in front of him after the 6th round. I'm not like the other guys he's fought. I'm younger, stronger, and hungrier. He's been at the top for a long time, but every king gets dethroned eventually." It's clear that there's no love lost between the two fighters. Canelo sees Berlanga as just another challenger trying to make a name for himself at his expense, while Berlanga views Canelo as the final obstacle standing between him and greatness. This war of words has only added more fuel to the fire, making the showdown on September 14th even more anticipated. Well, it's no secret that Canelo Alvarez is one of the most popular and respected fighters in the world today. With a record of 61 wins, only 2 losses, and 2 draws, he has proven time and again that he's a master of the craft. His experience, power, and ability to adjust in the ring make him a nightmare for anyone who dares to challenge him. So it's no surprise that when Berlanga posted his training video, a flood of Canelo supporters were also quick to voice their opinions, many of them predicting total domination by the Mexican superstar. One fan sarcastically commented, "Yeah, you're losing, bro," implying that no matter how hard Berlanga trains, he's still going to get beaten soundly. Another echoed the sentiment, writing, "Canelo is going to make you his son." These types of comments were everywhere, an endless wave of doubt and dismissal toward Berlanga's chances. The gap in experience between the two fighters is the main reason for this. Canelo has been at the top of the sport for years, fighting and beating the best. Berlanga, while undefeated, has not faced anyone of Canelo's caliber yet. Fans have pointed out that Canelo's knockout victories alone surpass Berlanga's total number of fights. It's hard for many to imagine the young challenger pulling off the upset. Despite the doubters, Berlanga remains focused and confident. He's tuning out the negativity and feeding off his own belief. His message is clear. This is his time. And he's not just saying that. He believes it with every fiber of his being. In an interview with TMZ Sports, Berlanga made it clear that he's not intimidated by Canelo's legacy. Instead, he sees it as an opportunity to take over and claim the spotlight for himself. People are always going to doubt, but that's what makes this sport so great, Berlanga said. Nobody gave Andy Ruiz a chance against Joshua. Nobody gave Buster Douglas a chance against Mike Tyson. And look what happened. This is boxing. Anything can happen. I'm not here to be a stepping stone for Canelo. I'm here to take his crown. Berlanga's mentality isn't just bold talk. He knows that this is the biggest moment of his career, and he's treating it as such. His training has been meticulous, and his team is doing everything they can to prepare him for the biggest challenge of his life. His goal is to not just survive in the ring with Canelo, but to dethrone him. The Puerto Rican fighter is carrying the pride of his country into the ring, and he's determined to give his fans the victory they crave. This fight isn't just about two men going head-to-head in the ring. It's a battle between two countries with a deep-rooted boxing rivalry. Mexico and Puerto Rico have a storied history when it comes to boxing, with some of the sport's greatest rivalries coming from these two nations. The WBC has even leaned into this by creating a special Tamaulipas II belt, which will be awarded to the winner. This belt, which takes inspiration from Mexican culture, adds another layer of significance to the fight. The pride of two nations is on the line, and that only heightens the tension. For Canelo, the Mexican warrior here, this is another chance to represent his country with pride and maintain his legacy as one of the best Mexican boxers in history. For Berlanga, this fight is a chance to put Puerto Rico back on top in the boxing world. He knows the history and what it means to represent his people on such a grand stage. This fight, in many ways, is bigger than the titles at stake. It's about national pride. Many boxing analysts have weighed in on the upcoming fight, and the consensus is divided. Most believe that Berlanga is a talented fighter with a lot of potential, but they question whether he's truly ready for a fighter of Canelo's caliber. The gap in experience is one of the main points of concern. Canelo has faced and beaten the best in the world, while Berlanga is still relatively untested at the top level. However, there are some who believe that Berlanga has a real shot. They point to his raw power and explosiveness as factors that could give Canelo problems. Berlanga's knockout streak at the beginning of his career is evidence that he has the kind of power that can change a fight in an instant. The question is whether he can land those shots against someone as experienced and skilled as Canelo. If there's one thing that's clear, it's that Berlanga isn't lacking in confidence. He genuinely believes that he has what it takes to beat Canelo and become the new king of the super middleweight division. His mindset is unshakable, and he's carrying that belief into every aspect of his preparation. For Berlanga, this isn't just a fight, it's his moment.
He's getting them legs ready for Canelo. At least Edgar's still trying to improve.
I'm built for this, Berlanga said in a recent interview. All the years of training, the sacrifices, the hard work, it's all for this moment. I know what I'm up against, but I'm ready. I'm gonna shock the world. Now, what's interesting here is how fans reacted to Berlanga's training video and how they reacted to Canelo's. You would think that since they criticized Berlanga's form, then they would obviously go with Canelo. However, the story didn't change when it came to Canelo's own training video. In the training footage that surfaced, Canelo Alvarez was seen focusing heavily on his power shots, working the heavy bag with precise, measured punches. Despite his heavy focus on power, some fans criticized the footage, expecting more movement and impact in his punches. They had anticipated that Canelo would be moving the heavy bag more, visibly rocking it with each shot. Instead, Alvarez appeared to be concentrating on a different strategy: speed and precision. Canelo has been known for his ability to adapt his style to different opponents, and this training video seemed to showcase a measured approach. Rather than trying to overwhelm the bag with force, Canelo appeared to be perfecting his timing and accuracy, aiming to land quick, sharp blows rather than swinging with reckless abandon. The responses to Canelo's video were mixed, with some fans praising his technique and others expressing disappointment. Many said that Canelo's form and composure remained top-notch, even in the late stages of his career, but there was also a contingent that voiced concerns about his power. Given that Berlanga is known for his ferocious knockout power, some fans worried that Canelo's less aggressive approach to the bag suggested he might not be fully prepared for the challenge of the younger, hard-hitting opponent. One fan commented on social media, "Canelo looks sharp, but I was expecting him to really be moving that bag around. Berlanga is a big guy, and he's going to come out strong. Canelo needs to show he's still got the power to keep him at bay." Another fan, however, defended Canelo's approach, saying, "People forget that Canelo's game is about more than just brute force. He's a master of technique, and that's what wins fights. Berlanga may have power, but Canelo has the experience and the skills to handle him." These differing opinions reflect the larger narrative that has developed around this fight. While Berlanga's youth and power have many excited about the potential for an upset, others believe that Canelo's seasoned approach and tactical prowess will ultimately prevail.
Take it to him. Yeah, right there, take it to him. Yeah, not going backwards.
One of the most interesting dynamics heading into this fight is the perception gap between the two fighters. Canelo Alvarez is a seasoned champion, having fought and defeated some of the biggest names in the sport, including Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, and Caleb Plant. He's held titles across multiple weight classes and is widely regarded as one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of his generation. Berlanga, on the other hand, is still largely untested at the highest level. While his knockout power is impressive, questions remain about his ability to handle the pressure and skill of a fighter like Canelo. Some fans are excited by the prospect of new blood challenging the old guard, while others believe that Berlanga is simply not ready for a fighter of Canelo's experience and ability. Edgar Berlanga is feeling some serious tension after his press conference with Canelo Alvarez, and he's not happy about how things went down. During the event in Beverly Hills, Berlanga made it clear that he didn't appreciate Canelo's behavior, especially the smile that Canelo flashed his way. In Berlanga's eyes, that smile wasn't friendly, it was disrespectful. He feels like Canelo is treating him as a joke, and that's something Berlanga, a fighter with a hood mentality from Brooklyn, doesn't take lightly.
So for the Mexican fans then that don't like him.
A lot of Mexicans don't like him.
What do you
I done went into his fights, I done walked into his fights, and Mexicans are screaming at me, "Tu vas a ganar Canelo! Gana Canelo, puñet!" Telling me that, Mexicans. So, and I asked them, damn, you only hate.
Berlanga believes that Canelo's smile was a sign that the Mexican boxing star doesn't take him seriously. In his mind, if this were happening in his hood back in Brooklyn, he would have smacked Canelo right then and there. That's how strong Berlanga's feelings are about respect. In the world of boxing, however, respect is earned inside the ring, and Berlanga will have to prove himself when they face off on September 14th. Canelo is a seasoned fighter who isn't seeing Berlanga as a real threat. Many people in the boxing world share this view, believing Berlanga is simply not on Canelo's level. Berlanga's challenge will be to show that he deserves the spotlight and isn't just a stepping stone for Canelo. Things heated up during the press conference when Canelo said he wasn't going to show Berlanga any compassion in their fight, planning to make him suffer for 8 rounds. For Berlanga, these words were like a red flag being waved in front of an angry bull. The moment Canelo made those remarks, Berlanga jumped out of his chair, visibly upset and ready to confront Canelo. It took the security team to hold things back, preventing the situation from escalating into an all-out brawl. If not for the quick action of the security, who knows what Berlanga might have done in the heat of the moment. His temper almost got the better of him, and he could have risked losing the fight and the big payday he's been aiming for if things had gone too far.
Shut the fuck up.
I wanna see that. I wanna see that.
Shut up. Shut up. When I talk, shut up.
I don't
When
wanna
I
shut
talk,
up.
shut up.
I don't wanna shut
When I
up.
talk, shut up. When
I
I
don't
talk,
wanna
shut up.
Canelo.
When I talk, shut up.
Canelo.
What?
When I talk,
And then
shut
what?
up.
What are you gonna do?
And then
What you gonna do?
fuck you
What you
up.
gonna do?
All right.
What you gonna do?
After the press conference, Berlanga shared his thoughts on Canelo's behavior. At the press conference, he kept smiling in my face. I don't like when people smile. When people are smiling, that means you're taking me as a joke, Berlanga told the media. Coming from Brooklyn, Berlanga says that kind of attitude is a big sign of disrespect. In his neighborhood, if someone smiles in your face, it's a challenge. If I'm looking at a dude and he starts smiling in my face in New York, I probably would have smacked him, Berlanga said. He made it clear that in his world, disrespect like that doesn't go unpunished. It's fortunate for everyone that this situation is happening in a professional setting and not in the streets of Brooklyn. Despite the tension, Berlanga is confident in his ability to defeat Canelo. When asked what round he thinks he'll knock out Canelo, Berlanga responded confidently, 6th round! His confidence, however, comes with some strong opinions about Canelo's character. Berlanga accused Canelo of being cocky, and even claimed that Mexicans don't like him because of his diva-like attitude. He's the type of dude where if a side of his shirt isn't ironed, oh my god, Berlanga said, explaining why he doesn't like fighters like Canelo. This might sound like a simple jab, but for Berlanga, it reflects his belief that Canelo is more focused on his image than the fight itself. While Berlanga talks about a big game, the reality is that Canelo is an entirely different level of competition. Berlanga's recent performances against Padraig McCrory and Jason Quigley haven't impressed the boxing world, and many experts believe that he isn't ready for a fighter of Canelo's caliber. To win, Berlanga will need to be aggressive from the opening bell, but that's a risky strategy. He doesn't have the strongest chin, having been dropped by Marcelo Esteban Cocheres, who isn't known for his power. Canelo, on the other hand, hits hard, and Berlanga will need to withstand those heavy shots if he hopes to survive and find a knockout.
He's getting them legs ready for Canelo. At least Edgar's still trying to improve. He's still an undefeated fighter, even though people don't view him as that. He's still trying to improve and work on his basic foundation.
Guys, that he's a fucking monster.
Berlanga is clearly sensitive to the words and actions of his opponents, and Canelo's calm, confident demeanor has only added fuel to the fire. However, that kind of sensitivity can be a disadvantage in the high-stakes world of boxing. Fighters who can't handle the back-and-forth trash talk often struggle to perform under pressure. While he might be tough on the streets of Brooklyn, he'll need to keep his emotions in check if he wants to have any chance of beating Canelo. Well, what's your take? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. See you in the next one.